In the world of aviation, the skies represent freedom, opportunity, and endless connections. But on December 24th, 1999, one flight, Indian Airlines Flight IC-814, would turn this symbol of freedom into a tale of terror. This is the story of a hijack that shook the nation and had long-lasting geopolitical implications.
IC-814, the Kandahar hijack, has been in the eye of the storm.
Our security at the airports have to be tightened. We cannot afford to make the same mistakes again. We have lived through a living hell.
The Taliban government in Afghanistan, despite not being recognized by India, was also involved in the negotiation. They had one demand: the release of 36 militants from Indian jails along with $200 million in ransom.
IC-814 took off from Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu, Nepal, bound for Delhi, carrying 176 passengers and crew members. Little did they know that their journey would soon turn into a nightmare. At around 5:30 p.m., 5 armed men hijacked the plane shortly after it entered Indian airspace. The hijackers, later identified as members of Harkat-ul-Mujahideen, stormed the cockpit and demanded the aircraft to be flown to Lahore, Pakistan. With control of the aircraft, the hijackers communicated their demands: the release of 3 jailed terrorists, including Maulana Masood Azhar, the leader of Jaish-e-Mohammed. The Indian government faced a difficult decision: negotiate and give in to the demands of the terrorists, or risk the lives of passengers on board. But before any decisions could be made, the hijackers directed the plane to Amritsar, where they intended to refuel. As the aircraft landed at Amritsar airport, Indian authorities scrambled to initiate a rescue operation. However, the hijackers grew suspicious as they noticed delays and the surrounding of the aircraft by security forces. After 45 minutes on the tarmac, they forced the pilots to take off, abandoning any chance of intervention. This was a critical moment. Many believed that a more decisive response could have ended the hijacking early. But as it turned out, the journey was far from over. The hijackers then redirected IC-814 to Lahore, Pakistan, but Pakistani authorities refused to let the plane land, forcing them to head to Dubai. During this leg of the journey, the passengers faced constant threats, and one of them, Rupin Katyal, tragically lost his life after being stabbed by the hijackers. In Dubai, the plane was allowed to land for refueling, and 27 hostages, including women and children, were released. But for the remaining passenger, the ordeal was far from over. Finally, the plane made its way to Kandahar, Afghanistan, a Taliban-controlled region at the time, where it remained until the standoff came to an end. In Kandahar, the hijackers found a safe haven. The Taliban took control of the airport but refused to intervene in the hijacking, leaving the Indian government to negotiate with both the Taliban and the terrorists. The situation became even more complicated as Indian negotiators were forced to deal with the Taliban, who provided logistical support to the hijackers. This left the Indian government with few options. After a week of negotiations, the Indian government made a difficult decision. On December 31st, 1999, 3 militants, Maulana Masood Azhar, Mushtaq Ahmad Zargar, and Ahmad Omar Saeed Sheikh, were released in exchange for the remaining 155 passengers. The hostages were freed and the hijackers fled into the protection of the Taliban. But the scars of this incident ran deep. The release of these terrorists would later have far-reaching consequences, as Masood Azhar would go on to form Jaish-e-Mohammed, responsible for several attacks in India, including the 2001 Parliament attack and the Pulwama attack in 2019. The IC-814 hijacking was a national trauma, leaving the Indian public questioning the government's response. Many argued that the negotiation was too slow, while others criticized the decision to release the militants. The families of those affected were left grappling with the aftermath, especially the family of Rupin Katyal, the sole passenger killed during the ordeal. The decision to negotiate had saved lives, but the price paid was heavy. The IC-814 hijacking changed the way India and the world viewed aviation security and counter-terrorism. It led to heightened security measures, stricter checks, and new protocols to handle similar situations. But it also highlighted the challenges governments faced when dealing with terrorism. Over 2 decades later, the memories of the fateful week still resonate, reminding us of the fragile balance between life, security, and justice. The story of IC-814 is more than just a tale of hijacking. It's a reminder of how a single event can shape national security policies and geopolitics for years to come. In the end, the most valuable lesson is vigilance and preparedness, so that such an incident never happens again. This is the end of the story of IC-814. If you learned something from this video, please like, share and subscribe. See you in the next one.